Hey, today I'm going to be doing a review of the Kenai Gold Black Sand Challenge from Kenai, Alaska. I'm excited, so here we go. Okay, so here is the close-up view of the Black Sand Challenge from Kenai Gold. I got this from KenaiGold.com. I've gotten other gemstones like the blue apatite gemstone pater in one of the last videos, and then also a copper nugget pater that they have that is really good. So, here we go. Okay, let's open it up. This is a great bag to use, nice seal, and it won't come open during shipping. So, this is what the material looks like on the inside. Let's pour it out into the pan. Okay. Okay, so it's pretty dark material. It's the Black Sand Challenge, so it is supposedly one of the hardest things that they have on their channel. So you can see it already has a lot of dark, really heavy materials in the bottom that are going to be really tough to get the gold out. Okay, so let's see if there's how much magnetic material there is in this. My guess is there's going to be a lot. So I just have a cheap magnet and a bag. I'm going to see how much or what kind of black sand material there is in this dirt. So let's look. Oh my gosh, there's a ton. This is like all magnetic material. Look at all that. There's a ton of black sand material. That's insane. Okay, well, it's supposed to be a really hard hitter. So if you were to just take out the black sand material like that, it could easily take out gold with it too, and you'd end up losing a lot of gold too. So what I do is at least once or twice, you have to scrape through it, and then the second time, you can just not actually touch the surface, but get the magnet close, and then just shake it a little bit. Give it a couple taps to get the material out. And then you'd still have to pan through this again too. But it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna pan these out separately, the black sands and the regular sands. So I'm gonna put these black sands, all of these into here on this paper plate. And then I'm gonna take the magnet out carefully. So all the black sands fall in there. And then I might as well go one more time to double check any other magnetic material. And taking out the magnetic material will make it so much easier to pan it out later, because that's why it's rated one of the hardest materials to pan out, because it has so much black sand in it. So taking it out and panning the sands out separately will make it easier to pan out the rest. But even though there is still a lot of magnetic black sands, that doesn't mean that there won't be any heavy black sand material still left in the rest of the pater. So there is quite a bit of black sand material. So this should have some gold in it, and this should also have some gold in it. So I'm gonna pan out the black sands first, because they're gonna be the hardest. And this is probably gonna have like 60% of the gold, and this is probably gonna have around 30% of the gold. So I'll set this to the side. So I'm gonna start off by putting it into a bigger pan, which is a lot harder to see the black sand material. But then I'll pan it out, and there will be some gold, I can guarantee. So I'm gonna bring over our panning pan to pan into, and we're gonna pour some water and also some jet dry. It was at this moment that he knew. Okay, so we start by just getting some water in it, swirling it around. So regularly you would do this thing called panning it, which is where you just go like this. But the black sands are so heavy that doesn't really work easily. So what we have to do is something called panning it down, where you swirl it around and you just go like this with the water, back and forth. It does take a while, but it's okay. I'm gonna wash down the stuff I know for sure doesn't have gold in it. And then restart the process, panning it down, like so. And if I see gold, I'm gonna suck it up with this, it's in there, and then I'll look through it later and get it all out. So normally you would use a snuffer bottle instead of this, but because I don't have a snuffer bottle yet, I have to use this. Okay, so I'm just finishing this, and right now there's one, I don't know if you can see this, but there's one really tiny flake right there. So my guess is I won't find much more gold in the rest of the black sands that I have to pan out, but we'd have to double check just to make sure. Okay, so now, because we have all these out, let's pan the non-magnetic material. Actually, let's start with just a little bit of it, because it is like a lot of black sand. And here we can pan it out regularly, because there's less black sands. I do see some gold. So actually, I do think this is going to be easier to pan in the big pan. So I'm gonna transfer it all over. And there's a little bit more gold that I can't get out that is stuck in here. So I'm gonna grab that up. Nice. It's actually probably going to be easier to pan this back instead of pan it out because of the amount of gold that's in it. So actually, in this whole thing, this whole set itself, there's supposed to be 0.2 grams, which is actually a decent amount of gold. So I'm excited to see if we can find it all. And then we'll weigh it out on the scale afterwards. Okay, so we know this bottom part has no gold in it, so we're going to wash it off. And then continue the process of panning it down. And I do see some little specks of gold already starting to pop up on the corners up here. Ooh, yeah, right there especially. So now we're back down to the heaviest parts, the black sands. These are non-magnetic black sands now. So wow, for just that little bit of the whole entire thing, there is quite a bit of gold in here. And then I'll tap it up. What this does, it takes the heaviest materials and kind of puts it back up to the front. So because the gold is the heaviest, it'll kind of line it all up and make it easier to retrieve. Okay. So now I'm going to suck up all that delicious gold you can see right there with our makeshift snuffer bottle. So let's grab it out. And now, I'm going to fast forward it, but let's do it with the rest of the material. It's mostly just flour gold that we're gonna find in here. Okay, so this part is It's gonna have the most gold, and I can already see so much gold starting to peek at the corners. So yeah, you can already see a lot of gold showing up. Okay, so there's a ton of gold in here. Look at all that. So I'm gonna suck it up with my snuffer bottle. So here are today's gold finds. We're gonna go weigh that on our brand new scale. Okay, so here we have our scale. It goes to 0.000 grams. And then we have our gold, but I wasn't able to get all the black sands out of it yet, so it's highly mixed in black sands. I'm gonna pour that into the scale. So there is 0.326 grams of stuff in here, 0.2 grams of gold, which is the guaranteed amount. But I think the other 0.12 grams is just black sand, but that's okay. Nice. So I'm really happy with this pay dirt, and I'm really glad I bought it. I got a good amount of gold, and it's really fun. Well, thank you for watching this video. If you liked this content, I would love it if you could please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. Bye.